Mr. Vinod Garg is passionate about construction project management, and after working in a PMC company from 1990 to 93 in Mumbai, he moved to Jaipur and started his own company. Currently, he is the chairman and managing director of PROMAC Advisors Private Limited. He is BE Civil from MNIT Jaipur, M.Tech from IIT Mumbai, and MBA in Project Management, and also carries PMP and PMI-SP certifications. He has imparted project management and PM software training to over 15,000 professionals so far. He is also a visiting faculty of project management at various institutes and universities like Jaipuria Institute of Management, VGU, and Poornima University. His passion also makes him Regional Connect Ambassador of Jaipur for PMI NIC and has been very active member of PMI North India chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Vinod Garg as our next speaker, talking about Primavera along with some hands-on demonstration. Over to you, Mr. Vinod.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you for this wonderful introduction, and thank you PMI North India chapter for starting construction division. I'm really excited about it, and I'll be looking forward for more and more sessions like this. So today, we will discuss about the most powerful scheduling software for construction industry, that is Primavera. Why Oracle Primavera? So Primavera, it was invented, it was developed in 1983, and this is supposed to be most powerful project planning and management. Previously, initially it was a P3 project, Primavera project, and after Oracle took it over, after that P6 is like now in practice. It is enterprise project portfolio management software. Enterprise project means ki if there is a company which is having 20, 30, 40, 50 projects, so it's not only a single project, you manage all the projects, 40, 50, whatever number of projects you have in your company, they all can be managed through Primavera. And it also includes risk management, issue management, all the things, and it can handle up to 1 lakh activities in a project. This is like a graphic user interface of Primavera. You can open 11 windows at a time, like for projects, for resources, for activities, for risk, for issues, for work breakdown structure, for resource assignments, for thresholds, like that. There are different aspects of it, and at a time, have 11 windows in the software, and for working quickly, you can keep switching over. When I start the hands-on, that I will be showing you. Now, first of all, the first step in Primavera is for any organization, if we are doing scheduling, first of all, we make a organizational breakdown structure. Organizational chart is there, CMD is there, directors are there, different vice president, presidents, general manager, project managers, whatever is the strength of your organization, all that we can define in the Primavera. In any software, there are 2 steps, defining and assigning. So in defining, we create a library of data, library or a pool, you can say. We create it, and whenever, as and when it is needed, it is taken from the library and it is assigned to a particular topic, particular activity, particular project. So organizational breakdown structure means we this is a typical organizational breakdown structure. We can create it in Primavera. CEO is there and different posts are there, so that whenever we have a project, we have a work breakdown structure, the responsibility can be assigned to different people in Primavera. So this is called the responsible person is called responsible manager, and it can go up to the work package level. There can be a different responsible manager for work package. there can be different responsible manager at the project level. Then comes enterprise project structure, EPS. In this, what we do, we we have an organization's name, like it is there. Organization is there. Then some organization, like Vilas sir, he was discussing about EPC projects. So if organization may have EPC projects also, non-EPC also, railway projects, highway projects, residential projects, metro projects, and there can be different types of divisions in that. So the first is on the top of this structure is organization. After that, you can have different types of projects, portfolios, and programs, and then you can have a hierarchical tree of it. This can be created in Primavera software, so that in any EPS you are working, you can open that EPS, and you can, whenever you add a new project, the Primavera will ask, this project will belong to which EPS. I should put it into which EPS, maybe road project, metro or rail or highway, whatever. Now first of all, we customize the toolbar in Primavera. Customization is done. The customize, we can have all these menu bars: file, edit, view, project, enterprise, tool, like that we have. Then this is like how it looks. Normally in the left, we keep this entry table. In the right, this is a bar chart. And in the bottom layout, we have details. Presently, you can see it is activity window here. So it is activity window, activity entry table, and for bar chart for activity. And these details are also for activity. If we open next window, work breakdown structure, then the bottom layout details will be for work breakdown structure. If we have project window, the details will be for project. So like that, we can have different toolbars you can see here. This is for project, this is for resources, for nodes, for risk, for EPS, for work breakdown structure. All this we will see in the next slides in detail. Now, after OBS and EPS, the third step is we add a project. Whatever project we want to schedule, we will add a project. So these are the details about project. You can have this general dates, notebooks, like that you have. And presently, I am at project details defaults. So every project will have some defaults, like what type of duration this project will have it as a default. And percentage completion type, what type of it is, activity type, there are different activity types, there are different percentage complete types, there are different duration types. Then you can give the activity ID. You can fix a prefix here as a default. You can still change it while working, but if you don't give any prefix, the software will take this activity ID as EC. Activity suffix 1000. That means if you add first activity in the software, it will take EC 1000. Now increment is not given here. If I give a 10 in increment of 10 here, so the next activity will be like first activity is EC 1000, second will be EC 1010, third will be EC 1020, like that it will go. So this is about project defaults. Then default calendar is also there, like that. And now these are project details general. Second thing I have opened, the project ID. Every project will have a ID, unique ID. Project name is there. Responsible manager. This responsible manager has been selected from the OBS we created first. जो हमने OBS create किया था first step में, we will have this. Then status. It is not live right now. Project can have different status. It can be active status, inactive status, planned status, what if status, like that. Different status can be defined to a project. Then checkout status, check-in status. It is about we can save the project and share it on this Excel sheet, and also for that we use this check-in, checkout, like that. After that, after project, we break the what is work breakdown structure. We break the project into smaller and more manageable parts, and these are called work breakdown structures. The first level of work breakdown structure is project itself. After that, second level, third level, we can have as many levels as we want depending upon the size of the project and depending upon the complexity of the project. So these are shown here, work breakdown structure. So this, you can see 3 windows are here, activities, WBS and projects. And WBS is open right now. And this details, bottom layout, the details are about WBS only, work breakdown structures only. So you can have WBS code, WBS name, responsible manager for particular WBS categories. Like that, WBS can be defined like this. And then we can have in the details, general, notebook, WBS milestone, earned value, budget log, spending plan. Like that, it's a very vast, very powerful software, very detailed software. So you, in general, you have WBS code, name, like that. So this is like, we will be actually creating WBS in Primavera in the later slides. Now, after the sequence, OBS, EPS, project, WBS. Now we are further breaking the project into activities. Activities means where the action is taken, real action is taken. The resources will be given to activities. The cost will be calculated for activities. So after work breakdown structure, the lowest part of work breakdown structure is work package, and work packages are further broken into the activities. So we are now at activity window. We have opened. This is activity list. We can have activity ID, activity name, start date, finish date, original duration, resources given, predecessor, successor, and all these details are also there. General, status, resources, predecessor, successor, activity codes, notebook, steps, feedback. So like that, hundreds of details can be given to one activity. Here you see activity type is task dependent, because by default the project takes task dependent, means the task is dependent on task. There can be activities which are resource dependent. There are activities which are milestones, finish milestone and start milestones. Every project should have minimum 2 milestones, start and finish. Then it is always suggested that we have intermediate milestones. So in Primavera, we can give all these milestones to the at different places. Now, this activity belongs to this work breakdown structure, and who is the responsible manager, like that. And the primary resource for this is iron worker. Activity calendar is 5 days per week, work week. Percentage complete, type is duration, like that. All these details are there about the activity. Now, predecessor, because we like the basic scheduling technique is PDM, uses a precedence diagramming method. In precedence diagramming method, we arrange the activities like this, and every activity, precedence diagramming method says every activity should have a predecessor and a successor. Except the first activity will have no predecessor, last activity will have no successor. So we give the predecessor to all the activities and successors to all the activities. If we give predecessor, successor will like automatically be taken. We can give just predecessor or successor, whatever. So we give the relationship to activities. Relationships in this, I would like to share with you that there are 4 types of dependencies, 4 types of relationships which can be used in Primavera. Here you can see the relationship. By default, any like all the softwares, scheduling softwares, they take relationship finish to start. There are 4 types of relationship: finish to start, start to start, finish to finish, and start to finish. The most common is finish to start. In 95% of the activities, the finish to start is used. So by default, this software will take finish to start. But if you want to change it to start, it can be changed from here. Then this is for lag. Lag is the waiting time between 2 activities. At times, what happens? One activity is finished, but the second cannot be started due to any reason, and there is some waiting time. Though it is negative, it should not be there. Best project management techniques techniques say that you should have minimum of the lags. It should be avoided. It should be restricted. But still, we cannot make it 0. There can be some. So there are 2 things: lead and lag. If we give a minus figure to this, this will be a lead. Lead is a overlapping time between the activities, and lag is a waiting time. If we want to do schedule compression, we want to do parallel activities, then we use lead. And if we have, due to some or the other reason, some waiting time, we give the lag. So this is like just to show, just the glances of this, just the summary of Primavera. Now again, in activities, if we go to status, like in project management, uh, through Primavera software, we will plan the project. We will, when we execute the project, we take actual dates. Like in the planning, planned dates, planned start, planned finish, planned duration, planned resources, everything was planned. Now when we move into the project, when execution starts, we will have the status of the project. What is the status of the project? Maybe after 15 days, after 30 days, maybe every first of the month we will check the status of the project. So at the time of status, we will go to this detail status. In the status, started, finished, original duration. So here we will give what is the actual situation, actual start date, actual finish date, actual duration, actual resources consumed, actual finish percentage complete, everything actual. In this, you will see there are constraints also. So at times, though constraints are negative for any project, but at times we cannot avoid. There are three types of constraints which can be used in Primavera: flexible constraints, semi-flexible, and inflexible constraints. We will not go into the details of that, but all these kind of constraints can be given to the activities. Like suppose I will, by default, one constant is there in project management, ASAP, as soon as possible. That means if I add one activity in the project, it will be starting as soon as possible. This is by default, this constant is given. And the another constant can be as late as possible. In that, what will happen? The activity will start as late as possible. So there are two constants like this. These are flexible constants. Then comes float is there. We will not go into all these theoretical details of it because it will take a lot of time. The float is, we will just understand that float is a waiting time, the extra time which can be given to an activity without disturbing the start date of the successor and without delaying the project, like that. There are two types of float and total float. Free float is like the waiting time, the extra time which can be given to activity without delaying the start of the successor, and total float is without delaying the end date of the project. So like that, there are different definitions of float. And then comes resources. We can give resources to activities. There are three types of resources in Primavera. According to PMBOK, according to PMI also, there are three types of resources: labor resource, non-labor resource, and material resources. The cost of the project or cost of the activity will have four aspects: three resources plus expenses. You can see here the expenses part of it. So there are labor cost, the resource cost plus expenses cost. In resource cost, there will be labor, non-labor, and material. Labor means all the, like in construction, if we see, mason is there, unskilled labor, skilled labor, carpenters are there, fitters are there, iron worker, electricians, plumbers. All these will be in labor resources. In non-labor, all the equipments, all the tools and tackles, all the vehicles will be there. In construction project, in highway project, you will use tractor, dumper, dozers, road rollers, everything. All those will go into the non-labor. And material means raw material: cement, steel, sand, grit. All these are raw materials. And expenses, there can be different different categories of expenses. And if we add all of them, the cost of activity we can calculate. And after adding the cost of all the activities, we can calculate the cost of the project through Primavera. Now, once we have defined the activities, once we have given the relationship to the activities, we have scheduled the project. After scheduling the project, we will save it as a baseline. Again, I would like to repeat to you that every software have two steps: defining and assigning. So we will define the baseline. Here the term used in place of define is maintain baseline. So we will define the baseline, or we can say we will maintain the baseline. We will save the baseline. We will copy the blueprint of the schedule. We will copy it. So how many baselines can be saved in Primavera? As many as you want. You can save as many baselines as you want. Once the baseline is saved, then again on the project, we start giving the actual dates, actual start, actual finish, all those things. Then when we want to compare the project, how it is going, is there any delay, is there a cost overruns, we can compare with the baseline. This actually we will be doing on Primavera. We'll see. This is assigning baselines. We assign the baseline, and this is how we compare the actual. This you can see, this yellow is baseline project, and this blue is the actual project, actual progress, actual it is going on like this. So this is the difference. Here you can see variances, finish date variances there, -2 days, -6 days, like that. You can see we can calculate. So this project is getting delayed by 6 days. We come to this conclusion. Now what in project management is, we see we plan, we execute, we monitor. So this is called monitoring. Monitoring means planned versus actual. We find out variances in monitoring. After that, controlling is there. In controlling, we replan the remaining project. We replan the remaining project. In scheduling, in case of scheduling, we can do schedule compression, and in the remaining activities, either we can reduce the duration of the activity, or we can do it in parallel, which otherwise we were doing in sequence. So like that, we can have a zero variance in the end. That is called controlling. So like that we can do. You can see status is here, started 28th May to 2nd June, because BL means baseline. So baseline finish was 31st May, while actual finish is 2nd June. So there is a delay of 2 days. Activity A started 2 days late. So it's like that. Now we can calculate finish date variance is there. And suppose we have added these activities. For example, these activities have been added and this has been scheduled. This project, this is a small project. This I have taken 8-10 activities only for foundation. Foundation work is there. Foundation block is started, excavation, PCC, RCC in footings, column up to plinth level, backfilling, plinth beam, soling, floor PCC, foundation. So all this duration has been given, the relationship has been given, and it has been scheduled. So after scheduling, these all are work breakdown structures, WBS, which we have not touched. We have just touched block A foundation. One work package has been detailed out only. Now we go to resources. In resources, go to resources, display all the resources. These are all the resources. Again, I'll repeat that this is a library of resources. A resource pool is there. So it is contained resource pool. We will pick the resource from here and assign it to the activity, particular activity. So now you can say resource type, labor, non-labor, material. 3 types we discussed. And this is unit of measure. Unit of measure will be only for material resource. For labor and non-labor, it will be like hours per day only. And for material, it will be different units. Different units can be defined in the software. And whenever we want to give any unit to any material, it can be assigned like this. So it is displaying all the resources. We will define the resources. We can add. You can see here. It's not visible here. We'll see in the. So we can add resources. Now you see define maximum units available. So whatever maximum units of resources are available, about labor and non-labor mainly, because material we will consider that it is available in abundance. Whenever we need material, we will order. That is assumed. Mainly limits we will be giving to labor and non-labor. So we can give maximum units per time to this, and standard rates we can give. So that what is the use of it? When we do the resource histogram we prepare, we will come to know whether the resources allocated are available with the project or not. That we will see. Now we define the rate per unit so that the cost is calculated. Now in the last slide we saw all the resources. All the resources means they were all the resources, the library of resources which can be used on all the projects in the organization. Now if we want to see only list of current project resources, so we will have this filter current project resources, and for this particular project I am using these resources. So I'll filter it so that I don't need to go through those 100 200 resources. Only 10, 15, 20 resources I will be able to, I would like to handle. So this is about resources. Now you see, after giving resources, after assigning resources, budgeted total cost is there. These are the cost for activities, different activities. Yes. These are cost for different activities. And these are the resources. This you can see resource histograms. This can be created on Primavera software. So this is again, we go to activities. This histogram is for Mason. You can see here, this is for Mason. So we can have resource histogram for all the resources, Now what we do, suppose I add two more activities here. These are two activities I add, and excavator is the resource which I want to see whether it is available or not. So when I add these activities which require excavator, this red, what does it red shows? This black is the limit of the resources available, means the excavator is available for 16 hours per day. This shows this line. You can see 14 and 21. So the availability of excavator is 16 hours, while the requirement is 32 hours. So this red shows that we have over allocated the resources. This is called over allocated resources. Resources available, we don't have resources available with us, but in scheduling, the requirement of resources is there if we want to do the project like this. So what we will do here, we will do the resource labeling. Resource labeling means like we adjust the activities, the non-critical activities to the times when resources available. So in the next slide, you will see I have done a label resource, automatically label resource, and I have selected those two activities. And after labeling, you see there is no over allocation because these activities have been shifted to the time when the resource was available. So this is how Primavera works. When you can have resource usage spreadsheet, you can have resource usage spreadsheet. This is about cost and units. This is for units and this is for cost. And then again, like in the previously we did we maintained the baseline without cost. That was not cost loaded. Now this schedule is resource loaded schedule and cost loaded schedule. This is called cost loaded schedule and resource loaded schedule. Now we will again save the baseline, maintain the baseline, and compare it with the actual project. So this is how the baseline is saved. Then it is compared with this. Actually, the resource planned was for 5 days, and actually this activity went for 7 days. Initially, this excavation, this was planned for 5 days, but actually it went for 7 days. 7 days. 7 days. It was 5 days here somewhere. I'll not go back. So 7 days. So 7 days means you can see these blue lines. Blue lines are for work done, work completed. Yellow is for planned. So for planned, this was the resources required. For actual, this blue is there. And here you can see budgeted units, actual units like that. So this is about Primavera. We will do some hands-on now, whatever I discussed with you in the slides. So this you can see this projects is visible, this projects. So we are on the projects window now. If I go here, you see WBS can be added, activities can be added. This is what I was telling you that time. So you can open 11 windows at a time here. Okay, so let us go to project. So first of all, we discussed about OBS. So let us go to OBS. We go to enterprise and OBS. So this is showing current EPS project. If I filter it, filter by current or all OBS. So these are all OBS elements of the organization. CMD is there and everyone below CMD is written here. If we want to see the chart view, we can see the chart view. So this is showing organizational structure of the organization, so that whenever we will be scheduling the project, we will be giving, you can see here the responsibility. So maybe as CMD has not given the responsibility of any project. You see, I selected this person from OBS element. You can see this person is responsible for these projects or work breakdown structures. This person is responsible for this. This person is responsible. Like that, we can see that who has to do what, who is responsible for how many WBS and how many projects. So this is about work breakdown. If we want to add, suppose we want to add some OBS. Suppose I want to add here in the below bottommost pair. If I want to add, if I knew OBS, so I can add it here. Maybe some PM4. Now, new project manager I want to add. Okay. I have to add this much only here. Is a PM project manager. So I have added project manager. Now responsibility I have not, because presently I have defined only. I will go to some EPS, then assign the responsibility, then we'll see this project manager has been assigned some responsibility. Like that, we can keep adding OBS into this. And suppose under this, I want some project engineer under this. So I'll use this key and I'll say project engineer. So he has been added under him. I want to add one more project engineer. 2. Project engineer 1. Like that, I can add. So this is how we add organization breakdown structure. I can delete all this and add a fresh OBS for my new company if I want. Like that, I can go. So this was OBS. Let us go to EPS, enterprise EPS, enterprise project structure. This is table view of EPS. HG Infra. HG Infra is the company. They must be working in ENC, engineering and construction, energy services, manufacturing. So this you can see I have added 4 companies here. HG Infra, PROMAC Utility, PROMAC XYZ. So because I keep doing it in my training sessions, so I keep adding companies. So if you want to see then this XYZ, these are further. This is EPS level 1, XYZ is level 1. Then level 2 is ABC, DEF, GHI. Then comes under GHI, there are 2 EPS, Indian projects and overseas projects. So like that, EPS structure can be created. If I want to create a new company, new EPS. So I'll go here, I'll add one. And now this is new EPS I have created, new company. If I want to add further into this, I can keep adding like that. Now, which EPS is under which EPS, this can be like adjusted. If I want this to be under this, I can use these keys. This will be under this. Now the 3 other, like that, we can keep creating EPS. Now we go to projects. So if we go to enterprise and projects, this project window is open. You can see these are the projects. Presently, this is layout standard project view. If you want to see, so there are so many projects here, you can see. If you want to see all the projects, these are the projects. All these projects have been added into this. This is project ID. This is project name, responsible manager for the project, total benefit plan, finish date of the project, budget at completion, total activities in the project. Like that, if I do right click and columns, if I go to columns, if I want to customize this, I can add this actual cost in this. So actual cost is added. Like that, I can have different columns. Customize it. All these data can be like, if I open budget, cost, dates, earned value, general, number of activities, percentage complete, project codes, summary. Like that, I can take any cost current variance. I can take it here. Now you see current variance is there. So like that, you can design it according to your requirement, and we can have different layouts. We can save this layout and we can make another layout, then save it. We can make another layout, we can save it. You can have endless layouts as per your requirement, and whenever we need, we can go to different layouts. These are the details about the project. Suppose this project is there, Jupiter Nursing Home. I have clicked this Jupiter Nursing Home. If we go to general, this is the project ID, this is project name, the status, responsible manager, checked in status, project leveling priority. Here you can see leveling priority. If I go to this Nesbit building construction, I go to general, I go to dates, it will give planned start date, data date, must finish by, finish. If I go to notebook, it will give notebook topic. You can have a complete description here, executive feedback. If I go to codes, you can have different project codes. You see the project codes priority wise, code value is mandatory. So you can have different types of priorities in this software. There are 5 priorities here: mandatory, very high priority, medium priority, low priority, very low priority. Like that, you can have strategic rating of projects, technology rating of project, resource rating of projects, risk rating. You can have different risk rating of the projects. Project manager wise, you can have the project codes, sponsor, and all these things. These are called project codes. These are project defaults. By default, or duration type, percentage completion type, activity type, cost account, calendar, all these things are there. Then resources, and then in the settings, funding sources you can add into this. What all funding sources will be there for different projects. So this is about project. We will go to WBS window now. So this is work breakdown structure window. I have opened this project and I have divided this project into 4 parts. This project is residential apartments. I have block A, block B, block C, block D. I want to add one more WBS into this, which is for external work. So now I have this. I have this. If I right click it, I go to columns. I can customize it again, like projects. I can have earned value for this. Number of activities, units, everything I can have it. So presently I want to see this only. You can see responsible manager can be assigned. If I want, I have added external work. I want to change this project manager 3. I don't want it. I want project manager 4. This is project manager 4. So I have given project manager 4. External work will be handled by project manager 4. Block D, project manager 3. This project manager will see 2 blocks like that. Now block A, if I want to further divide it into block A, I want to say foundation, superstructure, finishing work. Like that, I can keep adding work breakdown structures for this. This is for general, notebook, WBS milestone, budget summary, spending plan, earned value. So normally, like it's a course of 20 to 30 hours. I have to like just share glimpses with you. Now, after WBS, we'll go to activities. So activities block for block A, I have given activities. What I will do is I'll delete all these activities. I'll add new activities now. I add new activities. Let us say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So I have added this activity A to K. Original duration 5 days. 5 days by default it has taken, because if I go to admin preferences, I have given this for default duration of 5 days. If I make it 4 days, 3 days or 0 or 1 or whatever, it will take accordingly. So software normally will take whatever we are feeding to it. So this is about admin preferences. General start day of the week is Monday. Code separator, all this default can be given. Data limits, ID lengths, time periods, earned value, reports, all these preferences can be given. Then these are admin categories. We have baseline types, expenses categories, WBS categories, document categories, risk categories, notebook types, units of measure. For material, we will use these units of measure. If we want to add, suppose linear feet, cubic, if I want to add, suppose liter is not there, I want to add liter. So I'll add LTR and I'll add liter there. Maybe some item is being measured in there. Like that, I can add the categories. This is how we do it. Then we have user preferences. From edit, user preferences. We can see here how we want to have the formats of time, duration formats, units per time formats, how we want to display it, what currency we want to use, what like that. We can do it here. Now I come back to this activities. So it has taken 5 days because I have given it 5 days as a default. You can give the duration from here, different duration. And suppose first activity, I want to give it a start milestone. General, I go to general activity type, I go to start milestone. So it will automatically take 0 duration. And now finish it because milestones are 0 duration activities. So A is my milestone and I want last activity also to be milestone, my foundation finish. K is also, I want to take it finish milestone. So it has taken finish milestones. Okay. Now let it be a waterfall scheduling, and I select all these activities. Right click here, link activities, and I go to scheduling and I schedule it. My scheduling is done like this. So this is how I schedule my project. You can see 2 bars here. I don't want to see this baseline right now. So I'll remove this. Now I can see only red line. Red means the critical activities. Because it is a waterfall type of schedule, all activities are critical only. All activities are on critical path. So now this is how I schedule. The other method is like if I go to predecessor, successor, I select it. I'll see, suppose I take this activity D. I go to predecessor. You can see the predecessor for this D is activity C. And this is FS relationship. Now, suppose this project is getting finished on 7 September. Normally what happens? If you show it to higher management, they will not agree. No. Finish it by 31st August. Suppose I want to finish it by 31st August. What I will do? I'll do schedule compression and I will give minus 3 days here. Minus 3 days here. And minus 1 day here. I'll schedule it again. Now you see 30th August, I'm finishing my project now. So this is called schedule compression. I have given leads to 3 activities and these activities you can see A and now B and C, they are in parallel now. 3 days parallel, overlapping is there. This overlapping is there like that. I have managed it. So this is how you can schedule it. Now, my scheduling is done. I will go to project. I will go to maintain baseline and I will add. Now it is asking me save a copy of the current project as a new baseline, convert another project to baseline. I want to save this project as a baseline. You see residential apartment B1. I can change the name of the baseline. Baseline type can be changed. Maybe initial planning baseline, I will say. So this has been maintained. So till now, what I have done, I have scheduled my project and I have saved it as a baseline. Now I will go to status. Now I want to see the status on 21st July. Let us see. So on 21st July, what happens? Status is I go to activity B. It was supposed to be started on 3rd July. It started, but it could not start on 3rd July. It started on 5th July. It started on 5th July. But it finished on 15th July. This activity started on 16th July. And it is not yet finished. Now I want to schedule it on 21st July. 21st July. Schedule. On 21st July, you see my status is this activity is finished, B, and it is not finished. Now I want to compare it with my project, the baseline. So I'll go to project. I will assign baseline. Assign baseline. I have saved this B1. Okay. But it is not visible here. I will go to bars. I'll go to bars and primary baseline will be selected here. Apply. Now you see, you can see this baseline bar. This is very thin. I want it slightly thicker. This primary baseline, this is very thin. I want it thicker, so I can make it thicker. I have changed the color also. So I can, yellow color I don't want. I want this color.
So, Mr. Vinod, just
Yes.
a time check. We just have like 10 more minutes to the finish.
No, I'll finish in 5. Just.
We have like a lot of questions coming in, so
Okay.
you know, we'll like to give time to that as well.
No problem. So after this, I will finish. I'll not go to resources because it's a lengthy course. So this is how, like, now I want to know what are the variances. You see variances here. You can see these are finish date variances. These are finish date variances minus 10 days. It is very much delayed. The project is getting delayed by 10 days. Now how to control it? Now there are 3 options. The remaining project, Either I get the approval from the management, this project is going to be delayed by 10 days, or I try to like compress it and take the approval for 5 days, or I will try to compress it so that I bring it to 0. I have 3 options. If I take approval for 10 days, I don't have to do anything. If I try to take for -5 days, I have to do some this thing some compression. Here. If I do -2 days, and here -3 days, and I schedule it. So now I see only -6 days. So I have saved 4 days. Like that, we can go on. So this is all, like, I will not go into much detail because time constraints are there. Projects always have constraints. So here also the constant is there. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I'm open to the questions.